Alex is on his way to Perth in just a matter of moments. He lives and resides in Sydney, but he's kind enough to be joining us via the magic of Skype. It is 6:53 a.m., I do believe, on Tuesday morning over there. Is that not true? Is it 6:53 right now, Alex, for you?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, mate. 6:53. I'm up early, mate. I've got kids. I'm always up early. Got my coffee ready. We sweet.
You are a beast. And what time is your flight?
Flight's I'm going to leave around 8 o'clock. So in an hour or so, I'm going to head off to the airport. But my air flight's at 10 o'clock, I think.
Okay. Well, I appreciate...
10:55, I think.
All right. Okay. So you got some time. I appreciate you squeezing us in. I know it's always hectic before you fly out. So thank you very much for doing this, especially early. Actually, some news this morning. TSN in Canada reported a story. They spoke to Jeremy Kennedy, and he was very upset about the weigh-in procedures in Australia, saying that there isn't going to be the early weigh-ins, no IV, of course, so he doesn't get enough time to rehydrate it. I'm wondering, I know you just woke up, but I'm wondering if you read his comments, and if so or if not, how do you feel about the way they're doing it for this Perth card? No early weigh-ins, just one weigh-in, and it's 24 hours before the card.
I haven't seen what he wrote, but yeah, it is a bit funny. Like, I think 11 o'clock, we won't be fighting. We'll be fighting early in the morning, like 9:30 in the morning. So we don't even get the 24 hours. But it's a good thing for me. I make weight pretty easy. I'm one of the smaller guys in the division. So if he's going to struggle, then that's sort of on him. But it is a bit tough. Obviously we all like to get in a few meals before we fight.
Yeah.
But I guess mate, some Australia, Sydney and Perth, they make it difficult. I swear they do.
Yeah. Why? Did they give a reason as to why they're doing it differently over there?
I have no idea. All I know is just there's always issues. Always issues with that. I really don't know what it is, but there's always something going on.
You are of Australian descent, but would you prefer not to fight in Australia because of these issues?
No. I'm fine fighting there. Just sometimes just little difficulties like that. Something that could be easily handled by an earlier weigh-in. No, we need it at this time, and it's just, they by the book, I guess. I don't know, but I love fighting in Australia. It's got nothing to do with it. But again, I make weight easy, so...
Sure. What do you walk around at?
I walk around reasonably heavy, around 75 or something. I'll fight around 74, 75 kilograms, I reckon, but I just make weight easy. I get down easy, and I blow it up pretty easy.
I wonder if one of the reasons why they don't want to do the quote-unquote early weigh-ins, because you guys are fighting early in the morning, so like the earlier weigh-ins would have to be at a weird time if we're going to go with the amount of time that the fighters here in the United States get. How do you feel about, like you say, 9:30 or so a.m., that's to accommodate the North American television audience. How do you feel about fighting that early?
I don't mind. I train at that time every day, so I'm all right with it. I'm easy. I'll fight at 3 o'clock in the morning if I have to. I'll make it work. You know what I mean? It's a part of the job. I understand how it works, and I want to put on the show for the Americans anyway. So be it.
You are a model employee. That's what they would call you.
Yeah, so I'm one of the good guys.
Yes, you are on this mission to rid the UFC of the quote unquote bad guys. Who are these bad guys that you're talking about? Why do you have an issue with them?
No, look, it's just, everyone's doing the whole talking shit type of thing, and I know it just bores me now. I think, like, I know I get it, it's entertaining. Some of the guys are really good at it, but everyone's trying to do it now. I literally cringe every time I see someone trying to trash talk, and some people just don't have it and they just try, and I just find it funny. And I've always been a respectful type of guy, and no one's really playing the good guy. I know there's a lot of good guys out there, but if you just want to play the bad guy here, I'm ready to play the superhero. I'll go and take these bad guys out. It's funny you say that. We've got Jeremy. I don't want to offend anyone with saying this, but I know Canadians are meant to be nice from what I gather. And he's playing, and he's hashtagging bad guy and all this, and he's got his little innocent smile and stuff like that. And I just I'm like, come on, man, you ain't no bad guy. But if he wants to play the bad guy, I'll be happy to put one. I'll be happy to put one on his chin.
So he's heard what you said, and he's trying to kind of throw it back at you. All right, here's the bad guy.
Yeah, he's done it a couple times. Hashtag bad guy. But I'll find it's funny. But again, I'll look at it and be like, oh yeah, I don't know, mate. You look too nice.
Are you impressed with him? 11-0, obviously undefeated thus far. What do you make of him at this point in his career?
Oh, he's good. He's a grinder. They're always tough fights. I think of myself as a grinder, so I know I can mentally break people, and that's what he likes to do. But that's why I'm a bad matchup for him. So I think that's his only sort of option. I wouldn't say that's all he's got, but I know he likes to cling on once he hangs on, drag you down, hold you down, and just try and wear you down. But, mate, he's going to have a hard time getting me down, and if he does, I'm going to get back up. And then, I'm known to have pretty heavy hands, so then he's got to worry about a lot more tools than just the fact of having a good gas tank and trying to hold someone down. Now, I don't mean that in disrespect, but I just believe I've got way too many tools.
And this is the second time that you were supposed to fight him. Prior to your last fight, you actually had 3 opponent changes. That's crazy.
Yep.
This time, no opponent changes. So this has to feel like a walk in the park, this training camp for you.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I've had like 1.5 camps for him.
Yeah.
And I've had a good camp this camp. People, I know it happens, injuries happen, and I understand that. I remember, obviously, after my last fight, I was I wouldn't say I was upset, but I almost missed out on fighting, and I needed to fight. I had 2 bulging discs last fight. 2 bulging discs. I had a broken fragment all on my sciatic nerve. So I had about 10, 12 weeks of, it was pretty serious. It was looking like surgery and everything for about 10, 12 weeks. And until about, 6 weeks to go, I was able to start training. So I only had like a 6-week camp, but let's remember the 12 weeks before I'd done next to nothing. So I was in pretty bad nick, and he ended up getting injured from herniated disc in his neck. And I totally understand, but I was in a position where I needed to fight. I've got a family to look after, and, I needed to fight. So that's how I looked at it. And then I had that opponent change, and then I had Humberto. He ended up pulling out from a broken wrist, I got told. So then I ended up fighting Shane Young. I got the win, and then the next day I've got both of them calling me out, wanting to fight me again, same as Humberto. Pulls out 10 days before, but from a broken wrist, so I'm told, and tells me I'm 100% recovered. Let's fight in January or something like this. I'm like, whoa, what's going on here, mate? Didn't you have a broken wrist? Or, you know what I mean? He must have hurt a knuckle or something, or, fingernail, and he's pulled out. So, that sort of, it happens. Again, injuries happen, but maybe it wasn't as serious as he thought. But I haven't had a good camp in the UFC yet. I've had nothing but terrible camps, and I'm fighting and I'm winning.
So the bulging discs, you didn't go under the knife, right? You didn't have them surgically repaired.
No, it was looking like that. I had a surgery, I had specialists telling me that it's a good chance you're going to need to cut it out, especially with the broken fragment. But it all just come back in by itself. I got lucky. So,
Wow.
I was trying to train, in that 12-week period, I was trying to train here and there, you know what I mean? And I just kept re-injuring it. And that's when we got the MRI, and we seen that it was a bit more serious than we thought. So one was it was out a lot more than we thought, and we thought that was going to need to be shaven off. And obviously that broken fragment was going to get taken out. But I got lucky. It sucked back in, and, I'm sweet now. It doesn't give me grief at all. So I'm laughing. But, that really didn't leave me with a good camp. And the fight before that with Mizuto Hirota, the last 2 weeks before that fight was a nightmare, because I went to the UFC retreat, and this was 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks before my fight. I was in Vegas, and I was from Thailand, traveled to Vegas for 4 days, traveled back home, and it just rocked me. My immune system was shot, and I ended up getting I got everything. I got the flu the first 2 weeks out, so I didn't get to train that whole week, and then that last week, fight week, I got a bad staph infection.
Oh, no.
I end up getting rid of it. Yes, I got rid of it like the day before the weigh-in. I finished my antibiotics and it was gone, and then had to fight. But you know what I mean. So that's why it's just I haven't had a good camp, but I've had a good camp this time. Knock on wood,
Jeez.
things stay good the way they are, and you're gonna see me put on a performance.
Now, the disc issue and all that stuff, any chance that is as a result of your previous profession? You used to be a rugby player, correct?
Yeah, I used to be rugby league. I used to concrete as well. I used to be a concreter. So I've had back issues from then. Obviously, everyone gets herniated discs and stuff like that. It's very common. But, yeah, it's just I don't know whether I was trying to train for it for the fight or whatnot. I don't know. But, like I said, it was an ongoing sort of thing, but it's better. Rugby league was I never really heard it in rugby league, to be honest. But,
Really?
It's something that, I used to be 97. I used to be 97 kilograms. And
Jeez,
you can imagine that. I'm 5'6". Yeah, 5'6" if I'm lucky. And I was about 97 kg. And you could, well, what's that in pounds? Like 210, is it? Or is it more? I don't know, but it's big. Mate, my head was massive. I wouldn't fit on this screen with the head I had.
Yeah, that's 213 pounds, 97 kilograms. That is insane.
Well, there you
And you're
go.
5'6". What is the difference? Can you explain rugby league and like, I don't know, Aussie rules? What is rugby league? Is that not pro?
Rugby, no, rugby league and Aussie rules, two different sports. AFL, Aussie rules. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Aussie rules is they do more kicking and they got to kick it through and stuff like that. Where rugby league is pretty much hold the ball and just run straight at people. So that was my position. I used to be a front rower, so I was just a ball. You can imagine me at 97 kilograms, just pretty fat and just round, massive head. And I just used to run straight. That was my position, just run straight at mountains of men. And, that was the position I played. So, it made me tough. It made me who I am today. So,
Tougher sport, rugby league or MMA?
you would have to say MMA. Just, obviously, like I said, running straight, I don't want to offend anyone, but, we didn't use no padding or nothing like that, just literally run straight at brick wall. So that can be pretty crazy sometimes. But MMA is just all year round, with the mental side of things, physical, you know what I mean? The ups and downs. I always tell people it's like a roller coaster, the emotions, everything. You get injuries, and it's just such a crazy sport. So when it comes to what's tough, I reckon MMA definitely, because you've got to really, some of the trainings, mate, to be ready for a fight, you need to be really fit, and some of the hardest training in the world, I believe.
And you said you also were a concreter. That's someone who like pours concrete, like cement and stuff. That's what you're doing, construction sites?
Yeah, construction sites, shoveling concrete, screaming, and wheelbarrowing, a lot of that sort of stuff. So you can see why I used to have back problems. Just
Jeez.
My dad didn't believe in a concrete pump, so we used to just wheelbarrow everything.
Wow, that must be physically taxing, right?
Wheelbarrow. Sorry, my Aussie accent might not be clear.
No, I understand that has to be physically taxing as well.
Yeah, it was a tough job, but that's all I know, I guess.
Now you're living the dream as an MMA fighter. Wow, you must really hate your body. Jeez Louise, those three jobs together are just completely brutal. When you were a rugby league player, did someone introduce you to martial arts, or were you someone who did martial arts as a kid and were always interested in MMA, and then you just decided to go into it full time?
Yeah, I just always loved any martial arts. So whether it was boxing, kickboxing, MMA, and I just always loved it. And I remember playing football. I wasn't even training MMA, and I used to watch the UFC and think, oh yeah, I'm going to be a champion one day. And I wasn't even training at the time, and you know what I mean. It's just fun. I used to listen to music and just imagine me in the octagon fighting. And again, I wasn't even training.
Wow,
it was something that I always wanted to do. And my last year of rugby league, I had a couple of fights. They went well. I got Player of the Year. I scored a try in the grand final, and we finished on a really good year. And I just made the decision. You know what? I'm gonna just do MMA. And people thought I was mad. I was actually pretty good at rugby league. So a lot of people thought I was mad to actually change. They're like, oh, what are you doing? But I knew I was never gonna make it to NRL, which is the right up the top.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm a competitive type of guy. So I was like, you know what? MMA, I think I can do it. Took it on, and 5 or 6 years later, I'm in the UFC. So I've only been in the sport. I'm still new to this sport.
Yeah.
6 years max.
Better money in MMA right now for you, or rugby league?
Oh yeah, MMA now.
Okay.
Now it's I was playing more of I made rep sides and all that sort of stuff. But the money wasn't massive in rugby league, and obviously, in the sort of pro circuit around Australia, and that the money wasn't big either. So chasing the dream was a real struggle, and it still is a bit of a struggle. But
sure,
it's definitely starting to look a lot better. I've got a family to look after, and that's why I need to fight. Like I said, last fight, most people wouldn't have fought with the injuries they had. there's no way they would have probably even thought of fighting. But it's just something I needed to do. I was running out of money. I needed to fight. So maybe that injury. See, I like to stay positive. Maybe that injury from Jeremy was a blessing in disguise. Maybe I wasn't ready for that fight. Maybe I wasn't fit enough.
Sure.
And now I am, and now he's going to have me at full force.
You have one child, right?
I got two.
Two. Okay. How old are they?
2-year-old and a 5-month-old. Yeah.
Oh my.
2-year-old and a 5-month-old.
It is chaotic at your house, right?
Yeah. We think MMA's hard.
Yeah.
Parenting.
That's right. That is right. And of course, UFC 221. It took a bit of a hit without your countrymate Robert Whittaker pulling out. I know you're not in Perth yet, but did you sense that people were really bummed? I mean, this was a big deal. First Australian champion. What was the reaction when people found out that he wouldn't be fighting?
Oh yeah, 100%. People are devastated. Everyone loves to watch Rob Whittaker. He was about to defend his belt. Properly fight for the title for the first time, and the support from the Aussies is incredible. So you can obviously see that a lot of people were a bit upset about it, but at the same time, we've got a lot of Aussies. Some will say they're not the biggest names, but I know we're going to bring it. I know it's going to be a good card to watch. There's going to be a lot of crazy fights, and expect a lot of finishes as well. I definitely think it's going to be a crazy card.
Okay.
And people should tune in.
Wow. All right. That's a great sell job for UFC 221. Well done. I appreciate it.
No worries.
Last thing for you, Alex. Do you feel okay now? 3-0 in the UFC, correct? What are you?
Yep.
16-1. This would be your 14th straight victory, correct? I mean, it's been a while since you lost a fight.
Yeah.
Do you feel like, okay, I do something impressive here, I'm going to take that next step? Is this the one? And if so, how do you get it done on Saturday or Sunday morning, I should say, in Perth?
Yeah, 100%. That's why I think this fight, we're both 3-0 in the UFC. I think the winner really moves forward. You know what I mean? So I think that's exactly what's happening. Yeah, 13 wins on the trot. I fought at middleweight. My first few fights were middleweight and welterweight. So my loss was that, actually. So I haven't lost in the lower divisions. My only loss was in welterweight against a pound-for-pound number one in Southeast Asia, Australia at the time. So I was, wasn't ready for that fight. So in my eyes, I still believe I'm undefeated, but obviously I'm not. But it's just, it's definitely, I get a big win here. I'm getting a ranked opponent. So, and hopefully, I know I'm putting a performance. So I reckon these people are going to try and duck me, but I might have to call someone out. I pride myself on being the nice guy and I don't call people out, but I'm going to have to call someone out. One of these bad guys, because they ain't no one going to call me out. I don't believe.
That's right. You have a name? Do you have a name ready?
A name ready? I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. You're good. You're good. There's a couple. We'll see.
Okay.
One of the bad guys are up there anyway.
Okay. Well, you should say stay tuned. Watch my fight. You'll hear me call it. That's a tease. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to keep us wanting more.
There you go. Yeah.
That's right.
Well, there you go. You're on the money. That's exactly right.
Alex, I appreciate you doing this. Great to talk to you for the first time, and best of luck to you on the weekend. I'm looking forward to your fight. It's an important one in your division. Looking forward to seeing if you take that next step. Thanks for squeezing us in, and safe travels to Perth.
No worries at all. Thanks for having me. Big fan. Champion.
All right. There he is. Alex Volkanovski. He fights Jeremy Kennedy this Saturday. 16-1 is Alex, and Jeremy is 11-0. An important fight that's on the FS1 prelims.